as a rule of thumb, you should try to sleep at least 6 hours per night. Like ideally you try to, everyone's got a different life and whatever. People have different sleep needs. My wife needs more sleep than myself. My mentor Pace needs less sleep than I do. My sweet spot is around 7 to 8 hours. My wife, she likes at least 8 hours. Pace, his sweet spot is 6 to 7 hours. You have to understand what your overall sleep requirement is and then try to meet that every single night. And most importantly, track that. So my goal, sleep at least 6 hours per night and track that. That's fairly easy because I don't go to sleep super late. And, I have the flexibility to wake up anytime that I want, but we also have a baby and, I've got work stuff like this, obligations. So I'm typically up no later than 7, if not 6 or earlier, which means I just got to be in bed no later than 11 or even noon or midnight or 11, and I'll hit my goals. For me right now, 6 hours per night, it's not really something I'm overly worried about achieving, but it's also tracking that. When it becomes an issue is when I have some work that is bled over or things that I want to do or distractions. Sometimes you're doing so good, right, with your habits, but like you, like me, sometimes it all becomes a little overwhelming and you want an opportunity to binge out and stay up and eat junk and watch TV and whatever. And that tends to happen later at night and the time really quickly can bleed away. Or I binge out and work sometimes too late at night. I'm tinkering or improving or whatever, creating more education stuff for people, whatever. And then it's quickly 12, 1 or 2. And I'm realizing, oh my God, I sat here, I did the nighttime routine with the family and all that. They went to sleep. And then I sat here and worked for another 3 hours because I truly enjoy this stuff. But now it's too late and I'm not gonna be able to get my sleep unless I stay asleep till 7, 8, 9. This happens regularly. I just hosted an in-person event, had a lot of last minute changes. I was sleeping closer to 1 or 2 and then waking up around 6 or 7, typically around 6, then get the day going for that in-person event. So 6 hours per night and track that consistently. That's the number one goal. So no late, stay up, whatever. Month 2, it's developing a better sleep habit. So asleep by 10 p.m., ideally in bed by 9, and no devices after 8 p.m. If that's the case, that means as long as I sleep until 4 a.m., if I'm asleep by 10, sleep until 4 a.m., I've achieved my goal. And ideally 5 or 6, now I'm talking about 7 or 8 hours every single night. And then month 3, I want to just expand on my sleep and wake up routines. So when I go to sleep, these are the things that I do that are very beneficial for me, right? Let me brain dump and clear some stuff that's on my head. Like I said, no devices after 8. Maybe I pull that forward. No eating after 6. No, develop a better sleep routine before going to sleep and a wake up routine. This is exactly what I do as soon as I wake up because this is the ideal situation for me. This is the way I want to start my day. For me, primarily, writing, brain dumping is a great thing to do, prioritizing certain tasks, getting some movement in, whether it's walking or working out. This will be building into that really effective routine, and it's going to be very important because I'm trying to walk and exercise, right, both in a single day. Well, I'm going to need to make time out of somewhere. The time is going to come from wasting less time in the evenings and waking up earlier and being more efficient with the time that I do have available, right? We all have 24 hours in a day. The difference is how you use them. I will say I believe that to like a 95% extent, right? But understand that the more money you have, the more you can pay for people to do certain things for you. So you can focus on the things that matter to you most. You cannot have someone work out for you, but they can create a really great workout routine. Or, you might need to spend an hour or 2 shopping and cooking where you can just pay service providers to do that kind of stuff for you, right? Deliver your groceries and or meal prep for you, whatever. That creates more time, but that's not feasible for the majority, right? That's one way to create time through leverage, but easier said than done, especially because that always comes at a financial cost. But the idea is you can use that time to do better things with your time. That money to pay to free up your time to do better things with that time, ideally to make you even more money or focus on things you care about. So that's my prioritize my sleep. The app that I use is Sleep Cycle. Very simple. I use the free version of basically everything. I plug it in, I click, here's the time I want to wake up typically. Here's the time I want to go to sleep. It has my goals. I just click start and it tracks my sleep. This is not my actual sleep. I don't know whose sleep this is, but it tracks the sleep. It doesn't just track what time I go to sleep when I wake up, but like how my sleep went, tracks snoring and noise and all that kind of stuff. And it tries to do its best to track, how effective your sleep was. And you can set it. So instead of setting an alarm for 6 a.m., it sets it for 15 or 30 minutes before 6. And it's waiting until you're in a good sleep period to try to slowly wake you up. So like today, I woke up like 5:45 because I thought that was better. It was a good time for me to wake up. And I was already awake when I woke up. essentially. Like it tries to track that stuff. Now we got 2 for 1 on this page. Add or remove a habit, right? So just choose a habit that you think you should add or remove from your daily routine. You probably have something on your mind that you've been thinking of for a very long time that you want to start doing or stop doing. I wouldn't overly focus on the diet stuff if you're already incorporating that elsewhere, like as part of your diet. I love the one for reading. Pace mentioned that him and his wife are going to read for 15 minutes a night, every night together. For me, a habit that I have consistently dealt with my entire life, but in periods in which it hasn't been a big issue, is nail biting. It is just this gross habit that it's like an automatic thing that I do now. And after seeing my baby put her fingers in her mouth, maybe imitating me, it's kind of made me realize above everything else, besides the health reasons and all that, and how it looks, I hate the way it looks and I hate feeling self-conscious about it. I'm going to stop biting my nails. So for this, I'm putting a rubber band back on my wrist, which is what I used to do. Every time I get close to it or think about it, I smack myself. And that works for me. I don't know what's going to work for you. I don't know what habit you care about, but that works for me. That's a habit I truly care about aesthetically. And I do, like, your kids won't learn from what you tell them to do. So if I tell her to stop biting her nails, she's not going to listen. She will learn from what I'm actually doing. So I'm a hypocrite and I'm the one teaching her how to bite her nails if I'm biting my nails. If I want her to stop, I can't tell her. I have to stop doing it myself, especially with her baby boy on the way. And as they get older, they're going to see this more and more regularly. I want to stop this now, and it'll make me feel a lot better overall, so that I'm not self-conscious about my nails and I'm shaking hands or meeting people, because it is something that causes me like feelings of insecurity, but it's in my own control. But psychologically, subconsciously, I'm just doing it as a reaction to stress, and I've been doing it forever and all that. Well, no more. This is a habit that I'm focused on. Daily business priority. This is where we start getting into some more of that business stuff, or your add a habit could be business. Like all of this could have been business for you. This one is being specific and granular about what is the one thing you need to do every single day that moves your business forward. For real estate investors, people who already have enough knowledge, you probably just need to be making more offers. But you can't make an offer unless you're analyzing deals. So if you're not analyzing deals, you need to make sure you're analyzing one deal a day. If you don't have enough deals to analyze, you need to get more deal flow so you can analyze those deals. If you don't even understand this stuff or anything I'm saying, you probably need to learn more, and you need to dedicate some of your time and energy into learning. But ideally, don't spend 3 months, an hour a day learning. Complement the learning with actual action and execution, right? And move up that path. So for real estate, for me, it's very easy, right? Like you got to understand what you're looking for, where to find it, get enough deal flow, analyze those deals, make offers on those deals. For anything that's accepted, put under contract, all that good stuff. So for me, for the real estate side, it's make one offer on a co-living deal daily. That's my minimum goal. I would also say there's a couple other things here for me, which is connect with potential capital partners one a day. So I have a 30-minute connection with one of my existing or future capital partners every single day over the next 90 days. That's 90 people that have or could invest in one of my future deals. That'd be another great one if that was my priority. Right now, I've got more than enough capital ready to go for the variety of deals that we're looking at. So whatever that looks like for you, get granular on it. Mine even is fairly broad. You can get even more specific on yours. But what is the one thing that you're not doing that will take your business to the next level, that will actually generate you real results, right? This collectively is building your network between spreading your gratitude and building your network intentionally. I'm tracking all of this stuff very simply through a Google spreadsheet. Nothing crazy, right? Spreading your gratitude is texting 2 different people every single day, letting them know you're grateful for them for whatever reason. It could be a simple, hey, just want to let you know I am grateful for you. Thank you for XYZ. I see what you're doing. Whatever it is, any form of gratitude to any 2 people every single day, different people every single day. By the time 90 days is up, you've told 180 people that you're grateful for them. I would start with some of your top priority people, maybe those that are the closest to you or have impacted you the most, and then continue on the path of those that have impacted you, like maybe separate from family and friends, have impacted you professionally, people you want to build more relationship with, even new people, whatever it is. Share your gratitude with people. By the time it's said and done, you're going to feel way better, because when you practice gratitude, it's just a great feeling overall for yourself and for the people that you're applying your gratitude towards. You're going to feel better in general. They're going to feel better. You're going to improve your relationship. It leads to a lot of professional benefits in the long term as well. Just telling people how grateful you are, because very few people will ever do that, let alone consistently to lots of people. And then building your network. So just focus on creating one new professional connection every single day. This does not have to be something crazy, right? It's just one new connection every single day. Like I said, for me, capital partners, people who have deals, people who have provide like traditional loans, like DSCR loans, people who do management or invest or own in the markets that I'm in, people that I could add to my team as I'm interviewing, right? Like when I'm connected with potential executive assistants, build a professional connection every single day. If you're putting yourself out there publicly and sharing your link to connect, and you're just setting one spot a day, you should have no problem filling that up. Once again, it starts with visibility, which is why the social media piece, overall visibility, is such a big focus. It's very easy, right? Spread your gratitude, very simple spreadsheet. Every single day, the two people, the two names, there you go. Build your network. Who's the person you connected with? What was some results of that connection? Adding or removing a habit. Did you do the thing or did you not do the thing? Daily business priority. Did you do the thing? Did you not do the thing? Very simple on a spreadsheet. If you guys want the tools that will accompany all this for at least my 9 habits, you got to go to the Instagram reel, drop the word, I think, habits, whatever in there, and I will make sure to send it your way. Otherwise, I don't know who's watching and who needs this stuff. So you got to let me know. Also, you join my free Wealth to Real Estate School community, and you'll also get access to that. So you're saying, what is that? What is your Wealth to Real Estate School community? Well, it's a free community that has tons of trainings, tools, and resources to help you on your real estate investing journey. All the things I wish I knew 7 years ago when I started learning about real estate investing. 5 years ago, right before I bought my first deal and then bought my first deal. And a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last couple of years to be able to scale and achieve the amount of results that I have in the time that I've been able to do so, because my results in my timeline are pretty crazy compared to the majority. However, a lot of it was a lot of this intentionality, consistency, habit building, and then improving the process every step of the way. So that's why every single person I'm able to help through my Super Investors community is able to achieve significant results in a much shorter time frame, because they have all these steps laid out in front of them. So in social media or brand, like I mentioned, this has a huge impact for everything. And even tracking this journey for you, right? I'm kind of doing that through this video right now, but like sharing this stuff is going to be fundamental for you to put your goals out there, but also to track your progress and in general for improving your ability to get more inputs, to get more leads in the various aspects of your business. Like I said, for real estate investors, deals, team members, capital partners are kind of the main 3 things you're focused on. For me, as someone who's also an educator, mentor, whatever in this space, it's also potential clients in Super Investors, my paid mentorship community, or all the free stuff that I'm putting out there in my free Wealth to Real Estate community, right? So all of that is done through consistently posting content. This can be some of that content. However, most people do, which is where they put all their goals out there, they get some dopamine hit because people know what their goals are, but they're not actually making the progress that they need to because they got the instant dopamine of sharing goals, but they're not actually doing it, right? Like if you're going to put it on there, just understand that's common, that people will post their goals. These are my resolutions, but then won't follow through because they just got the dopamine hit from sharing this stuff with everyone instead of just doing the damn thing. So your main focus is do the thing, then share about it, but share whatever you need to in general. My goals specifically are focused on consistently doing the thing and then improving the quantity and the quality as I go. So month 1, post anything online 1 time per day. So there's plenty of times where I'm not posting anything anywhere on any platform at all for a full day or 2, depending on what I'm doing. And I do some pretty cool stuff and I'm just not sharing it. So the goal is post at least 1 time per day on any platform, any type of content, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, my free Wealth to Real Estate School community. I'm not going to include Super Investors. That's, more exclusive community on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, X, whatever. Like post 1 piece of content with the majority of my focus being on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's kind of the main content platforms that I focus on, and I repurpose that content elsewhere. A big part of this too is instead of posting in real time per day, I want to develop the skill of pre-planning content and having it ready to go for specific days. That'd be an awesome accomplishment by the end of 30 days, in addition to actually posting every single day. A lot of people really like posting in real time during the day. They've gotten very good at it. Pace is very good at that. For me, I feel like it's very inefficient to do that. I think it takes me too long to just create content live and post it. That's what stops me a lot of the time. Where pre-planning some of this stuff will at least minimize the friction so I can at least consistently post every day. Then I'll get better in creating content in real time and yada, yada. Month 2 on Instagram. Okay, the goal is to post at least 1 story. So that's what my followers see, and 1 reel or piece of content daily. So that's what followers see, but also new people will see that. So put myself out there consistently with the people that are already following me, know of me, want to hear more or learn more about my journey, as well as get more people into the fold, building my brand overall, building my brand awareness overall. I'm also going to leverage tools like Vista Social and vidIQ to track some of the social media data. Vista Social is kind of all of the social media stuff. There's various alternatives out there. I don't even know if this is the best one. It's the one that I'm using to track my progress on Instagram and all that other stuff, as well as it has some YouTube stuff in there. But vidIQ is my main one for YouTube. So how many videos did I put out? The total number of views people got. Like, it's got a lot of data in addition to the data provided for Instagram on Instagram, for YouTube on YouTube, right? It's like YouTube Studio, Instagram, like the professional page. All that stuff allows you to do this. So if I want to know if I made content, well, I could just look back at my calendar and see, did I post every single day on the social media channel? But then tracking it proactively is ideally the way to go. And then by month 3, now that I'm posting at least 2 pieces of content a day, a story and an actual piece of content, I want to add a weekly newsletter and be much better at reviewing the performance of my content so I could optimize my quality. What are the things that people are getting the most value from? How do I know that? Because they're liking it, they're sharing it, it's got a lot of views, whatever. How do I create more content that's like that, as opposed to just what I thought people would want? If you focus too much on what other people want too early, it's going to be very hard to get any form of consistency. The best way to do it, instead of trying to perfect it through market research and all this other stuff, is to just do the damn thing, see what works, and then improve from there, right? It's better to make those decisions based on your data, which is just do the thing. All right, so the overall goals, the 9 goals that you can choose one or none, whatever. Eat your way, right? Whatever your diet makes sense for you. Develop your fitness habit, address your deficiencies, prioritize your sleep, add or remove a habit, daily business priority, spread your gratitude, build your network and your social media and brand so you can build your overall awareness that benefits you massively in whatever. You can choose up to 9, all 9, whatever it looks like for you. Your homework is to select your 9 or less habits, commit to consistently doing the thing, track that through a nightly journal, reflection, your tracker, whatever, to track your progress. Especially journaling is a great habit to build alongside this. So maybe stop biting my nails and journaling, 2 habits, but like a recap, an end of day journaling session to say, how do I feel after completing all these habits? What was hard? What was easy? What am I looking to take to the next level? Journaling is a beautiful way to build your momentum as you're doing the things, or address why do you think you did not do the thing. As your habit builds, guide it towards your ideal outcome, your ideal scenario, right? We're not going to start from 0 working out to 7 days a week for an hour and a half, right? It's more likely not possible for the majority of people to do, let alone maintain that consistently. Start your habit, be consistent, and then scale it up, build it towards your ideal scenario. And if you're doing this stuff, whether it's one habit, or an easy habit, it doesn't really matter. You're going to have 90 days of these habits before the New Year's, before everyone else even starts considering this kind of stuff. And you're going to have done it through the hardest quarter there is, the 4th quarter, because of all the holidays and time off and all that other stuff. So you're going to have so much momentum going into the new year. The thing that I will say is, if you fail, if you do not do something, the worst thing you could do is just continue not doing it. If I mess up my sleep and then I say, you know what, I'm done, I messed it up, I don't care anymore, that's the worst thing you could do, as opposed to just saying, okay, I messed up tonight, I'm going to do better tomorrow. What I am doing, what I see a lot of people recommend in particular, is some form of accountability, whether it's another individual and increasing the stake of failure. So for me, what I'm personally going to do is, if I break any of these even one time over the next 90 days, I mean, I could end up messing up all these. I haven't even done some of these today. So if I mess up any of these at all, I'm donating $1,000 for each of these to one of my favorite nonprofit organizations, Stop Soldier Suicide. So for any single one of these I mess up is $1,000 I am donating to that organization. And I have an accountability buddy who will be checking in with each other weekly to make sure that we're making progress and sharing our trackers. For you, you might say $9,000, that's a lot of money. I donate a decent amount of money at the end of the year anyway. So for me, it's not the end of the world. It's something I truly care about. And it's something that I can align my goals to, because I know even if I mess up, it's going towards a good cause. For you, you might make a wager with your accountability partner. You'll give them $1,000, $500, $20. It doesn't really matter, but it has to be enough of a thing that you do not want to mess up. You do not want to lose, that it's enough to drive you, push you to accomplish these goals, but also has to be realistic that you can actually follow through with it if you mess up. And you might set better boundaries. You might say your goal is to eat your way 5 days a week, right? It may not be 7 days a week. It may be 3 days a week. Whatever it is, you have to set your own goals and what is your own level of accomplishment based on month by month and where you're currently at. And then what's at stake if you mess up, right? If you don't achieve your goals, like I said, the worst thing you could do is just completely stop focusing on that. You might recalibrate and say, hey, it's not the time for me to prioritize XYZ thing. Typically, if you have some form of wager and some form of accountability, you're more likely to succeed in these goals. Not everyone needs that, or not everyone can financially afford to do that as well, but it increases your likelihood of succeeding. If all you do is post it on social media one time, you might get a dopamine hit and not do anything. There's no long-term afterwards of actually doing it or anything that would drive some pain for you not to succeed, right? Like, these are all great. Everyone knows we should probably do almost all these things. The reality of it is it makes it just a little bit easier once you document this kind of stuff, but then you have to actually do the thing, which is everyone knows, right? Like, in theory, we know what we need to do to be shredded and have six packs and become millionaires. It's just hard to do all the habits consistently long enough, especially when it's boring, to do that on your path. So if you want a tracker, the tracker I'm going to be using to track a lot of the stuff, go to my Instagram, Michael MNAT, go to this post about habits, go ahead and comment on there, and I'll send you the tracker as well as this recording so that you can use that to at least hit the ground running for yourself. It may not be a full 90 days for you. It might be 89 days, 87 days, 85 days by the time you see this. Who cares? Your goal is to just build these habits. If you're 5 days short, it's better than never starting. The thing that holds most people back is they always want some form of perfectionism. They want the perfect time to start. They want ideal scenario. Like, none of that shit is real. Like, there is no perfect anything. The perfect time is right now. Well, the perfect time was yesterday, right? It's too late for that. So the perfect time is right now, or as soon as you find this information to implement it. You don't need to wait until Monday of next week. You don't need to wait till January 1st. All that is just made up limitations. You can literally start this stuff right away. And it's best to just start it as soon as you know that you want to do it and you start tracking, making progress, but do so realistically. Focus on goals and habits that you actually care about and do so logically. Progress towards your overall scenario. Try to get there from 0 to 1. You may or may not do it, and it'll be that much harder to maintain consistency. Focus on consistency and doing the thing, especially if it's new, and then leveling up every step of the way.